Oh? Oh, mother and grandfather are still here. My dad, too. And my brother, though I can't imagine why. Elliot, Crow, I just wanted to thank you for everything you've done for us.
You mean for the concert?
What brought that on? You got so serious there, I was getting kind of scared.
It's just that our performance today never would have been possible without the two of you guiding it along. I wanted to make sure you knew how much I appreciated you doing that.
Damn, man. Is making people feel awkward a hobby of yours or something?
Aw, it's no big deal. Besides, it was a real team effort. Everyone played a part. I mean, look at you. You were a fountain of good advice through this whole thing. And honestly, I should be the one thanking everyone.
Huh?
You all helped me rediscover just how much music means to me. Because it's not just about performing by myself. It's about performing together, playing off each other's strengths to make something wonderful. So I should be the one thanking you. This never would have happened if I didn't come to this academy.
Elliot.
Holy hell, are you guys trying to see who can make me cringe the hardest?
Elliot's my boy. Your father's arms are ready and waiting for you to leap into them.
Does he always have to say that stuff so loudly?
Yes.
Sorry, I'll see you later, okay?
Yeah, later. This year's festival's been a blast. I'm kind of hoping we can do the same thing next year, too. Though, who knows if Class 7 is even going to exist next year. Crow?
Oh, yeah. Generally, people stay in the same class from their first day to their graduation, but Class 7's basically one giant exception to everything the school's ever done, so who knows?
I guess that has its pluses and its minuses. But no matter what, it's not going to be the same. We won't have you.
If I manage to graduate, at least. Barring any nasty surprises, I'll be in Class 7 till the end of the month. Which means our time as classmates is almost up.
Now that you mention it, yeah. We'll have to see if we can throw you a farewell party at the end of the month then. Can't let you off easy.
Come on, it's no big deal. Trust me, you're still gonna see more than enough of me next year. Sure, I'll have moved out of the dorms, but I'll be sure to stop by once a week to steal some of Sharon's cooking.
You better. Oh, and by the way, I'm not going to have to call you Mr. Armbrust or anything after you graduate, am I? I mean, we spent so much time together that treating you like a proper adult just wouldn't feel right.
Of course not. And if I ever catch you calling me Mr. Armbrust again, I'm gonna smack you. Oh, yeah. Guess it's about time I gave you this back.
That is the most awkward way to catch a coin. Isn't this? You can tell it's a coin by the sound. I completely forgot about it. I didn't. You've done so much for me since then. Saving Elise, helping with the concert. Compared to all that, 50 mirror is nothing.
The feeling's mutual. Besides, I never return the mirror that I borrow. Makes that coin extra special. So go on, take it.
Oh, by the way, you know, there was interest on this, right? How much do you suppose you really owe me after half a year?
Oh man, what kind of racket are you running here anyway? I thought you were supposed to be a good kid.
Well, there's this one second year who taught me a thing or two about making money. To be honest, it feels kind of lonely to think that everything between us is completely settled and done with. So what do you say? You still owe me.
I swear, the things I do for love. All right, you'll get your stupid interest someday. Maybe.
Sly. I didn't know Reem could be sly.
Alphen, I am drawn to the party before us like a moth to a flame, like a starving man to a banquet, like beauty to me. What say you we grace the dancers with the gift of our company?
It's as though you read my mind.
Come now, don't waste your time watching. It's time to dance.
No need to worry about formalities tonight. Let's all relax, enjoy ourselves, and maybe let a few secrets slip.
Okay.
Allow me, Sharon, before every red-blooded boy in this school lines up for a chance.
It would be my honor.
Madam Chairman, might I have this dance?
Of course. Given that our former partners left the dance all too soon, we seem to make for an appropriate pair.
I suppose you're right.
Instructor, I cannot thank you enough for all you've done for my daughter. I can, however, ask you for the pleasure of this dance.
Really? Ooh, he's just my type, too. Oh, just talking to myself.
Well, I'll be dancing with all my little kittens by the end of the night. But I suppose I can let you take the first dance.
Well, I don't mind. But seeing you in that dress is enough to make any guy feel intimidated.
They waste no time, do they?
It's no surprise that my grandfather made a beeline for Sharon, but I never expected to see Mother dancing.
In some ways, it seems as though they're younger than we are.
Looks like everyone's having fun, though. Shall we join them?
You've given me more than enough of your time already today. Between showing me around and your incredible concert, you must be exhausted. And besides, I'm sure there's someone else you'd rather dance with here. Why not ask them instead?
Someone else. Okay. Okay. I can, because of requirements, I can either only choose Lissa, Laura, Emma, Fee, or Tella. I think, if you complete the right requirements for pretty much everybody in Class 7 can be a dance partner. I'm gonna go with Toa.
I knew it. So, I have a potential sister-in-law now, do I?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still, maybe you're right. Maybe I will go ask her. I do feel kind of bad leaving you here on your own, though.
I'm fine, really. Besides, if you spend all this time worrying about me, the music will be over by the time you ask.
Well, okay.
He's such an idiot. Ah, oh, Elise. Your Highness?
The generally accepted strategy here would be to keep his eyes on you, not push him toward another girl's tender embrace. If you were to only gather the courage to ask him, I'm certain that he would be more than accommodating.
It's fine. I'm fine, honestly.
Toa. Oh, hey, Reen. Are you finally done with all of your student council work? Done is a relative term, but for now, you bet. What happened to your sister, by the way? Wasn't she with you? Actually, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be standing here. Toa, would you like to dance with me? What? Wait, you really mean it? Of course. Don't worry about it if it would make you uncomfortable or something. Alright, then. I'm honestly glad you asked. Just surprised. The look on her face says that. Can I ask you to lead, though? Of course. Of course. I'm surprised. I expected there to be dialogue. Okay.
Thanks, Reen. It must have been no small feat for you to lead, given how small I am.
Not at all. I had fun. Still, it's hard to believe that the festival is almost over now.
It is. It was a lot of hard work, but I loved every minute of it. Your concert even topped the one we put on last year.
Is something wrong?
Sorry. Just thinking that this is my last Academy Festival got me all emotional. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be setting an example for you, and yet here I am. How embarrassing. Oh.
There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Nobody at this school has put more work into this festival than you have. It makes sense to be emotional. And while I'm sure it's hard to leave this behind, I think I speak for everyone when I tell you how grateful we are. Thank you.
Reen. Thank you too. But, I might be shorter than you, but I am a second year. I don't think it's really appropriate for you to start stroking my head out of nowhere like
I
that.
felt like telling her she was like, but, yeah, I'm so sorry. I do it to my sister all the time, so it's kind of turned into a bad habit of mine. Elise has already chewed me out for that before, too.
Oh. Oh, really? So he's a serial head rubber. Still, I haven't had anyone fawn over me like that since I was a kid. It was kind of nice, to be honest. You can tell that you're an older brother.
Thanks, I guess.
There's not a lot of time left until I graduate. But with you here, I'm sure the Academy is going to be in good hands once I'm gone.
Well, I'll have a lot to live up to. But I'll be sure to make this Academy an even better place than it is now.
Then it's a promise.
After that, I went back to see Elise. But by then, that memorable evening was approaching its end. That's one sure thing.
Reen? Elise?
Hmm? Oh, Claire.
Claire?
Good evening, Captain. You must be exhausted.
Oh, well, it's not as though I performed on stage in front of an auditorium full of people or anything. I really enjoyed your concert, by the way. That's the kind of thing that makes me proud to be an alumni.
Wait, what? You were a student here? That's right. I was part of the Academy's 216th graduating class. And since you'll be a part of its 221st, I suppose that makes you... makes me 5 years your senior. I had no idea. Why didn't you mention it until just now? Given that we only ever met while you were on your field studies, it didn't seem pertinent. Besides, once people graduate, they tend to leave their ties to their school behind, especially here at Thor's. Because it's a military academy. Exactly, roughly 40% of the graduates here go to join the military. Not always the same branch or even the same army. About 30% join the Imperial Army, and about 10% go to provincial forces. Students who are best friends one day might find themselves enemies the next. Reen. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill your happy mood like this, but I'm sure you're well aware of what may lie ahead. That we're teetering on the brink of an era of upheaval. I am aware. Does this have something to do with the issues in Crossbell that I've been hearing about? Yes, among other things, it seems as though everyone on the continent is ready to go to war with someone else. But that's why it's so important that we're able to stand strong no matter what happens. Though, judging by how well Class 7 has performed on their field studies, I'm sure you'll be fine in that regard. Here's hoping that I get the chance to help you out again sometime. Even if I'll have to be careful not to draw the ire of that instructor of yours while I'm doing so. I'm just glad to know that you have our back. Thank you for that. You're quite welcome. Rude phone. Please excuse me a moment. Yes, I don't know how to say that name. Speaking. What? What's going on? Are you certain of this? Understood, I will return at once. Yes, I will escort them back to Valflame Palace myself. I'm afraid I have to excuse myself. I'm really sorry, Lise. My brother's requested that we return to him Dollar right away. But as we're going back by car, I thought I'd offer you a ride home. But... Elise, I think you should go back with them for now. I'll call you later to make sure you're okay. Well, alright. Sorry to drop this on you so quickly, Reen. I'm sure someone from the Academy will fill you in shortly. Fill me in? On what? If you'll excuse us. Don't worry, We'll be sure to get Elise back to the academy safely. No time for chit-chat. This is an important matter. Important folks are leaving. Green. Does anyone have any idea what's going on? I'm afraid not. I've never seen Father behave like that before. My mother's the same way. She got a message of some kind and just changed. Ditto, my father. I think it was someone from Himdallr who got in touch with him. One thing is certain, something terrible has happened. My dad turned pale and was gone before I could ask what happened. It sounded like he received a report from Instructor Netherheart, though. Hold on. Netherheart's supposed to be... He was at Grello Fortress with the 4th Division on some sort of mission, right? Speaking of, has anyone seen Toa or Instructor Sarah? Oh. There they go.
Students and visitors, I cannot thank you enough for your attendance today. I hereby proclaim the 127th Thor's Military Academy Festival complete. But I am afraid I must announce this with a heavy heart, as we have just received word from the Imperial government that this evening, Garrelia Fortress, which rests on the eastern border of the Empire, has been destroyed. No, destruction is an inadequate word. An unknown weapon has erased the fortress in its entirety from existence. I would ask that all of our guests, from that region or otherwise, please try to remain calm.
Huh. Attacking the fortress is a declaration of war, really. But jeez. In the days that followed, tension gripped the nation like never before. A photo of a gaping chasm where Garrelia Fortress once stood made Imperial Chronicles' front page. And the sight of the aftermath was enough to fill the citizens with a sense of inescapable dread. All the while, unconfirmed reports that several armored divisions had attempted to invade Crossbell had begun to spread. And in every one of those reports, the message was the same. They'd been repelled almost effortlessly. Erebonia was starting to feel the efforts of the IBC's asset freeze too, and things didn't look too good for the economy. As things stands, it was only a matter of time before we faced a spike in corporate bankruptcy and record unemployment. Faced with this crisis, the Imperial government and officials in Himdallr began working to remedy the situation. Rumors were also spreading that Erebonia's longtime enemy, Calva Republic, had thrown its weight behind Crossbell. And with the fortress that once served to safeguard the Empire gone, many speculate that an invasion was only a matter of time. This is the final chapter, and tensions are building. Ugh, I can't take this anymore. Where is she? Homeroom was supposed to start ages ago. I'm not surprised she's late. The instructors are all probably trying to figure out what to do. That seems more than likely. This morning's meeting has already blown past its normal ending time. Still hard for me to believe all of this is really happening. Having been there, the idea that Gorilla Fortress just vanished is difficult to comprehend. Not all of it. I heard there's still some parts left, and almost untouched. But Instructor Neitherheart making it out of there alive was nothing short of a miracle, though. Those huge railway guns were part of the section that's gone, too. If I hadn't seen the pictures, it'd be kind of hard to believe. What kind of weapon is even capable of doing something like that? I find myself doubtful that any human could create something so powerful. We just don't know. All we do know is that it's impossible to make a weapon that powerful even with today's most advanced orbital technology. And yet here we are with just such a weapon in the hands of what always been seen as a mere vassal state. The Imperial Army has their work cut out for them, I'll say that much. I'm worried about what's going on in the capital too. It sounds like there's been even more demonstrations going on there these past few days. Down with Crossbell, they say. Point our guns towards the east. Is there any truth to those rumors that Calvert's planning an invasion? I'm pretty sure it's all nonsense, but considering how there's been tensions between us and them for years, people are just more inclined to believe it. Rumors are just that. We need to be careful not to mislead by half-truths and speculation. If possible, we should find out exactly what's happening for ourselves. Yeah. Over the year, we've seen how things are across the Empire with our own eyes. Now's as good a time as any to put that knowledge to use. Well said. We've had quite the education in getting to the truth behind all the headlines. That seems to have been a running theme of most of our field studies. Still, we seem to be missing two of our illustrious members. Well, there's nothing strange about Crow's habitual truancy. Or did he already transfer back to his original class? No, he said he was going to be with us through the end of the month. As for Milliam, though, I'm not sure. Milliam is a part of the intelligence division, so I wouldn't be surprised if they called her back. You don't think it's something to do with the intelligence division, do you? Well, she is an agent of theirs. It's kind of easy to forget that, given how she usually is. It does concern me that none of us have seen her. Sorry to keep you waiting. Oh, instructor. Are we starting homeroom? Not today, I'm afraid. All classes have been canceled. You can either stay here in the building and study until school's out, or go back to the dorm. So wait, has something happened? Not yet, but it will. Chancellor Osborne is going to be addressing the nation from Dressel's Plaza at noon. It's set to broadcast across the entire Empire. A national address? Sounds pretty serious. And given the timing, indeed, it's not hard to imagine what's on his agenda. Come on guys, straighten up. You're students at Thor's Military Academy, and that makes you all cadets. Whatever careers you choose, military or civilian, you need to know how to act decisively in emergency. So right now, I don't want you to look away from what's happening in the world. I want you to face it straight. Will do. You're right. Now's not the time to lose heart. As for Osborne's speech, apparently, we'll be setting up radios in each classroom so students can listen to the national address. If you want to follow along, be sure to be back here by noon. I suppose I might as well listen to it here then. Same here. I don't even have a radio. I do, but for something like this, I'd rather not listen to it alone. Well then, we can all share in the joys of hearing the melodious voice of our esteemed Chancellor. Maybe I should haul in some beer and snacks. That's the only way I'll stay sane through the entire broadcast. I can't. 6 a.m. What should we do about Crow and Milliam, though? None of us has seen either of them all day. Do you know where they are? Can't say I do. Crow's practically made a career out of playing hooky, but I did see Milliam earlier this morning. Oh, so she's still on campus. At least that means she wasn't called away by the intelligence division. I've been thinking along those lines, but when I asked her, she just shrugged and said, no news from the top. I doubt she's wandered off too far. Yes, but lest you forget, she excels at giving us the runaround. At least she doesn't sound like she's in trouble. We're probably worried over nothing. We'll just have to tell them we're meeting here at noon if we run into them before then. Yeah, we'll do. Noon, eh? I guess everyone's going to check in with their clubs. Looks like I have some free time. Might as well see if I can track down Crow or Milliam. At least it sounds like Milliam is probably somewhere on campus. Crow, though, he could be anywhere. Probably best to check in with Toa or George first. Maybe they know something. Well, Breen, your free day is never a free day for you. Might as well just stop calling it a free day. It definitely isn't a free day. The bike's not there. Oh, here it is. Hey, George. I still can't believe there's a weapon out there powerful enough to level Corellia Fortress like that. I don't think you could get much more powerful than those... I didn't think you could get much more powerful than those railway guns. Yeah, having seen the railway guns in person, I can hardly believe it myself. There are rumors that whatever that weapon is, it managed to fend off the armored division several times too. Still, I can't help but wonder what the Chancellor is going to say about his national address. Whatever it is, I have a feeling that it's going to shake up things around here. This is a military academy after all. Who knows, we might even see active duty. Even as an engineer, I doubt they'll make an exception for me. Could it be that my lazy days tinkering with older bikes are numbered? Don't say that, George. Well, no point in stressing out too much about the future till we're there. I didn't mean to be a downer about it. Go on and listen to the broadcast, and don't worry yourself too much. This country may go through a lot in the coming years, but ultimately, we have a say in our future. That's a good way to look at it. I don't want to look away from what's happening. We have to be aware of our present and take charge of our future. But anyway, you wouldn't happen to know where Crow is, would you? He hasn't shown up to class today. Crow? Can't say I do. He came by yesterday with a box of things he'd borrowed from me, but he never mentioned having any plans today. Dang. Anyway, I'll keep asking around if anyone else knows where he is. Well, knowing Crow, he's probably just wandering around somewhere. Just keep looking around and I'm sure you'll run into him. Will do. I don't know. Oh, Reen. Here you are. Yep, the student council will be passing out radios for every classroom, so I'm trying to figure that out at the moment. Are you guys planning on listening to the Chancellor's statement too? How could we not? He's supposed to be addressing the entire country after all. Yeah, whatever it's about, it's going to be something big. I don't think anyone could have imagined the relationship between Crossbell and Erebonia going south like this. I sure hope Angie's okay with all this political turmoil right now. Tell her. Sorry about that. I'm the student council president. I need to stay focused on what's going on right now. Angie would laugh at me if she could see me getting distracted over her anyway. That's right. We've got to focus on getting through this. Still, don't try to take on more than you can handle. I'm not the only one ready to give you a hand if you need it. Will do. Thanks. Oh yeah, why were you looking for me in the first place? Right, I almost forgot. Do you have any idea where Crow might be? Crow? Nope, I'm afraid not. He didn't mention that he had to go anywhere when I talked to him yesterday, at least. Was yesterday the last time you saw him? Yeah, he was giving back some stuff he borrowed from me since graduation is getting so close. That was nice of him, but then he gave me everything he borrowed from Angie, too. It's only polite to give the stuff you borrow in person, and now it's more work for me. Ah, well, that's a very Crow thing to do. Something's not right about that. Well, I'll keep asking around and find out if anyone knows where he's gone. Sounds like a good idea. Oh, but make sure you're back in your classroom by noon, okay? Of course. All right. Well, that was lovely. Old schoolhouse. All right. Well, that was a lovely little thing. It was a nice episode. Well, that is all the time we have for this episode of The Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel. If you liked this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next episode.